You heard a lot about environmental and societal sustainability today. The economical is just another component that complements this image, and about these components being intertwined, just think about the societal consequences of the environmental crisis, or about the economical consequences of the societal disruption caused by AI system, for example, in the world of works and jobs. So when talking about AI sustainability, it's necessary to focus on these three areas and to critically analyze the trade-off that may emerge. Because if we go all in environmental sustainability, we might oversee societal and economical issues and vice versa. So AI sustainability is a complex matter. And here are some points I brought to you about main concerns of AI and sustainability. I will go through this quickly, since also the previous speaker already addressed some of the points. So this list is not exhaustive, but you all know that AI has high energy consumption for training and operation, and we also use a misleading vocabulary where we think we talk about the cloud, but the cloud is someone else's computer, as we saw in a slide by a presenter before, and so this terminology is misleading, and cloud operation require high energy. The focus should not only be on hardware, but also on software, but also on hardware, because resource extraction for hardware construction is a big topic, which has economic and societal consequences, environmental and societal consequences. About the environment, this has rare material being extracted, and about the societal consequences, we can think about the working condition of those workers extracting and mining the materials. And together with extraction, also electronic waste is a big topic. And we all know that we have a problem with hardware disposal, and this problem is not getting less severe with the increase in production of hardware, also of AI system. So about society, we heard about algorithmic bias, so I won't talk about that longer. We know about severe privacy issues around data collection for AI system and their training, which are also related with risks of misuse of personal information. And I would like to stress once again the problem of working condition of digital laborers. I can warmly suggest the book Ghost Work about the condition of ghost workers. So those invisible digital laborer responsible for the training of the system we use. In the last year, we had out of scandals concerning training of LLMs, for example, 2 years ago, the one with the people in Kenya doing click work to train software by OpenAI to recognize violence and sexually explicit pictures. And these are all societal issues behind AI that are not visible, but that are there. And about the economy, we know about the high cost of implementation of AI, which can be prohibitive for smaller realities. We know about the disruptiveness of new business models, and being disruptive is not always bad, but sometimes it is. So it causes economic instability and job losses, and we all know about the concentration of economic power. But I didn't want to make you all sad today, so I brought another slide with opportunities in the field of AI and sustainability, because there are two faces of the coin. We know AI has big sustainability issues, but can also help address sustainability issues. For example, about energy consumption, a trivial example I like to make is if the system helps saving more energy that it consumes, then in the end it has a positive impact when it comes to environmental sustainability. The problem is not all system helps saving more energy than they use. And they also have very interesting application in the monitoring of natural resources, in optimizing waste sorting, and in the research of AI and sustainability, the concept of AI for SDGs, social development goals, it is a thing, it's a spread concept. So AI is used for a variety of applications in healthcare, education, environmental application, and so on. And actually, we know about all these horrible stories about biased algorithms, but if algorithms were unbiased and good functioning, they could actually support a fair allocation of services and resources and support social welfare. So the real goal would be to get rid of the sustainability challenges in order to let AI flourish in the sustainability field, and also about the economics application. It can enhance productivity, fight financial crimes, improve logistics. But again, like in the environmental application, not always using AI has an added value. So we know that due to the AI hype, everybody wants to sell AI application, but there are cases and people offering, let's say, a good consulting services in this field could say, in this case, you don't need AI. So it's a good informed choice also to say here, using AI has no added value. The economic, it's not economic sustainable, use the traditional method. So like the motto, don't AI everything. And I brought with me a little overview of the regulation and standardization activity around AI and sustainability. So starting from the less binding ones, standards and guidelines, which may be binding if they are in a legal and regulative framework. So sustainability is addressed in a very high number of guidelines. Whenever you talk about responsible AI, trustworthy AI, then the keyword sustainability is dropped at least, and is mentioned. It's also in very important documents by IEEE, OECD, high-level expert group of the European Union, by UNESCO, not last the ethical impact assessment by UNESCO of the last year, and so on. There is one important standard in the drafting and negotiation phase by ISO IEC. The standard is environmental sustainability aspects of AI systems. The fact is, today, none of these documents is legally binding. So it's all gray literature that goes in the, let's say, in the area of digital corporate responsibility. Corporation might follow them, might not. Right now, it's not mandatory to follow this. And then we have the EU AI Act, and the EU AI Act, which is legally binding in the EU, and for those making business with the EU, this is, of course, very legally binding, and penalties are very, very, very high if for non-compliance. However, sustainability is addressed only indirectly, meaning that, of course, is a big component of data governance. So, for example, addressing social sustainability issues, there are privacy issues, data origin issues. The AI Act wants to avoid click work, ghost work, worker exploitation as well. So there are some requirements concerning data origin. There are requirements concerning system efficiency, also energetic efficiency, even though they stay a little bit back. And of course, the most important things is that there is also a human right impact assessment to be done for high risk system. And since sustainability have a direct impact on human rights, sustainability consideration can flow in this human right impact assessment. But even here, as we saw, it's not a very big topic. It's not the first keyword. And then there is a Supply Chain Act, which is also in the negotiation phase in Europe. Actually, last year, we were all afraid that politicians would stop the Supply Chain Act in Europe, and actually it was because of the Liberal Party in Germany that wanted to stop it at the European level. Then they came to an agreement. So now they're talking again about the Supply Chain Act and the European level, but I don't see it coming this year, maybe next year. We will see. The thing is, in Germany, there is already a Supply Chain Act. I think it's the first one in the world to have this extent, but it affects only company with at least 1,000 employees in Germany. So I didn't make the count of the big tech company with at least 1,000 employees in Germany, but maybe some of the big tech is affected by the Supply Chain Act, and this is a big deal. This is a big deal because the core elements of the due diligence obligation include establishing a risk management system to prevent risk of human rights violation and damage to the environment. But also here we have at least one problem, maybe two or three. The problem is that this is also very vague, and it is difficult to check for non-compliance, and also difficult to demonstrate compliance. So the application and the implementation are very hard. This is also a piece of regulation that wasn't thought for AI or for digital services initially. I think that the first industry that comes into mind is the clothing industry or other kind of industries. But of course, it has consequences also for the AI industry, and we will see how big tech will be impacted by this act, especially if the EU will establish its own supply chain act. And I mean, I don't want to be Eurocentric. Maybe also other legal frameworks will implement this kind of regulation. To my knowledge, and please tell me if I'm wrong, but to my knowledge, Germany was the first country having this kind of regulation, setting these strict rules on preventing human rights violation and damage to the environment along the whole supply chain. And I talked about a gold rush towards sustainability tools and certification. So here I brought some examples with me. I have to say the two examples concerning sustainability tools come from Germany. Again, I am based here, and I know that here a lot of money is being invested in developing such tools. So one tool comes from Algorithm Watch and the project Sustain. They developed a sustainability index for artificial intelligence. Here, like I also have an illustration, unfortunately in German, but I know they published a paper in 2024 with all these criteria also in English. And as you can see, we have social, ecological, and economic criteria. So what they did is to produce a very detailed list of sustainability indicators that you can use when assessing the sustainability of your tool or service, and use it as a kind of checklist or as an assessment tool, which I find very good and very impressive. And here uh, on the bottom of the screen on the left, this is another interesting tool that was developed by a team of German scientists. I mean, I don't know if all of them were German, but it was a German project. And it was a care label certification for AI systems. And I find the graphic representation is very nice, because the idea of this research team was to produce a care label certification like the one we have for our dishwasher or our washing machine. So with this label A to D, and so we can rate how good or how bad the model performs in different sustainability area. This group was focused on energy consumption. And here on the bottom, in the right, we see, if you Google sustainability tools for AI, then you find a lot of tools, existing tools. These are add-ons, expansion that you can use to track your CO2 emissions or your energy consumption deriving from your AI model. And I think I don't know how effective it is, because I have to confess I did not try it myself. I'm also not a programmer or a developer, but I find impressive that we have this large amount of tools. So coming to minimum datasets, here again I wanted to list challenges and opportunities. And this time I start with the opportunities, because I want to be an optimist, and minimum datasets are actually promising, because of course, having smaller datasets, we need less computational power to train and operate, resulting in energy saving and lower carbon emissions. People responsible for putting together the datasets must focus on data quality in order to avoid having totally random results. So the motto will be here, quality instead of quantity. And the hope, we hope here to be able to reduce algorithmic bias using high quality, reliable data. Of course, there is the challenge related to this, which I will spoil right now, is that the open question, if it is possible to sacrifice a part of the data, or to sacrifice part of the data, if we can still have representativeness and diversity in the data set, reducing it to a minimum. But it in any case, a promising thing. And the good news is that user privacy and data protection will be preserved. I mean, the principle of data reducivity and reduction, data scarcity, it's also in GDPR, because as a principle, we need to avoid processing unnecessary data. We just need the necessary data. So this will, in any case, comply with this GDPR principle and take it to the next level, avoiding privacy breach. So I already mentioned one challenge, the complexity of data selection. The other two challenges I brought with me, and again, these two lists are not exhaustive. While focusing on data quality, we might avoid overfitting. Having few data might lead to underfitting, so that there is potential for poor model performance. And of course, we have also a problem with scalability, because using targeted data in a smaller data set could face difficulties in scaling to larger or more complex data environments. So, to conclude, we saw the opportunities and challenges of AI technology. We saw that using minimum data sets is promising and could improve energy and cost efficiency, enhance data quality, and protect user privacy. And we saw that effective regulation is necessary and crucial to guide the development of sustainable AI practice, but we also know that right now there is much work to do on the regulatory side. So, in my view, the next step toward sustainability, also supported by minimum data sets, is one of the key tasks is doing research to see how minimum data sets can address sustainability issues. A multi-stakeholder collaboration on the development on standard and regulation addressing AI sustainability issues, because right now we are not doing good on this side. We still need good regulations and good standards addressing sustainability issues, and spread stronger ethical standards concerning data origin, collection, and processing, because while the way to produce new regulation is a longer way, we can immediately spread ethical standards in the community, pitch these high ethical standards, and informed and aware developer can start today working with these higher ethical standards. And that will be it. Thank you very much, and I'm happy about the Q&A.